Whatever your goal is, you probably have the mindset that it is really hard, that it is a stupendous challenge to actually achieve that goal. And I also had this mindset for a very, very long time. For everything that I ever wanted to achieve, I thought it was extremely difficult, that I couldn't do it, that there's so much competition, that you need so much practice, and I never really got far in any particular achievement. I did have some rather impressive performances, but nothing to really say wow at. But this all changed when I changed my mindset to think the thing that I'm trying to achieve, that specific goal that I've set, is not actually that hard. It can be achievable. And something that Tim Ferriss likes to say, how would this look like if it were easy? How would this be if it was easy? If it wasn't so hard, or at least not so hard as I am imagining it to being. So, what I want you to do is look at your current goal. From 1 to 10, like on a number scale, how hard is that goal? If you say 9, 10, 8, whatever, it's a hard goal. Okay. How hard can it really be? This is probably the most important question because you actually get faced with reality. And then you say, how can I make it easy? You ask that. And the solution is actually pretty simple. If you want to get a very high mark on a very specific exam, then you say, how could I make getting this like 100% A plus 10, whatever, 100% easy? How can I do that how can I do that as easily as possible and make it achievable? And you would say, "Oh, I can study a bit every single day. I can on the day of the exam, I can see the sunlight. I can stay hydrated. I can do intermittent fasting on the day of the exam. Maybe I can read my notes before bed." You can do all of those things. All of those things that make the actual exam acing simple. The things that make it achievable and that you do not need much effort to actually come up with. So, look at your current challenge and ask yourself, how would this be if it were easy? And then you realize that it is not that hard in the first place. Getting valedictorian, winning a marathon, running a marathon in the first place is not that hard as your mind is trying to depict it. If you actually break it down, every single piece, make it digestible, then each individual level of your achievement is not actually that hard. If you want to get into Harvard, it's high SAT, good resume. The goal of getting into Harvard is not getting into Harvard. If you put it in little pieces, like get a good grade on this exam, get a good grade on the SAT, write a good resume, essay, whatever, for Harvard, answer correctly on the why us question. You do all of those things, all of those very tiny things that are actually quite easy if you invest time in them, and boom, you've gotten into Harvard. And it's not actually as hard as you thought of. And then, of course, there comes the first year of Harvard, and you say, oh, this is really hard, first year of Harvard. But like second year, you actually realize it's not that big of a deal, isn't it? It's not actually that hard because I've thought of it as being easy. And whatever you are facing, whatever you are struggling with, if you are struggling, is extremely simple, extremely straightforward if you actually think of it as digestible and simple steps that you can take right now. I'll see you later.